Alright guys, so it's been quite a while since we've had some tangible information for the upcoming Shane Black Predator film. Now finally we have something pretty big and quite spoilery from Thomas Jane, who's one of the main characters in the film. Now this new interview comes to us from a podcast called The Shadow Nation, in which they spoke to Thomas about his work with Stephen King on The Mist and some of his past work, and also the upcoming Shane Black Predator film had to be brought up at some point. Now beware spoilers though, because he does kind of go off on a lot of the stuff that's in the movie without really holding anything back. So if you guys don't want to know specific character details or how they get into the situation in the film, then you might want to avoid this one. But here we go. So essentially he says that the characters that we see on some of the photos that were revealed, like on the bus they're being transported, basically they're all veterans from like Afghanistan and Iraq, and they're all really crazy though, because they go to the VA hospital pretty regularly to get medications to keep from going off on the whole world. They're basically shell-shocked PTSD soldiers. Now essentially they're at the VA hospital one day and they're in group therapy, and one of them flips out. This is kind of backstory. We don't get to see this in the movie, but this is essentially all the backstory they've created. So basically the guy flips out, they all get arrested, thrown onto the bus to go down to the hospital. However, they throw in another guy onto the bus, and this is Boyd Holbrook's character named McKenna. And this guy is actually marked to kill because he's seen a UFO, basically the Predator ships, come down, so they lock him up and throw him on at the end with the other lunatics. Basically they're going to take that bus down, drive it into a ditch, and shoot all of them just to get rid of this one guy. But of course the guys take over the bus and they're just like, F it, let's go kill these predators ourselves. And we're just crazy enough to believe this guy that's just seen a UFO because there's aliens out there, so I think that's kinda cool. That's basically all he says about the actual setup to the film. Now in regards to working with Shane himself on the project, he says, I can just say I had a blast. We had a great cast with this terrific ensemble with all these great actors, and Shane Black, he wrote and directed it, so it kinda has that Shane Black humor. We had a blast, it was funny. You know, the Predators, they looked, you know, they didn't F those up. They're still Predators, and they're still pretty much the same Predator as always. I think it might be great. I can tell you the acting is going to be pretty good. I'm going to be good in it. So it's very interesting that we're getting all this kind of stuff, details about the plot of the film and the character backstory this early on, because Thomas Jane kind of didn't hold back on this interview, surprisingly, and just kind of said basically everything the guys wanted to hear. So I think all of this lines up with what we've heard of the leaked plot, you know, the characters that get basically detained by the military, and you have Boyd Holbrook's character who was captured early on in the film because he actually saw the Predator ship come down and he stole the armor and whatnot, and that's kind of what launches the plot. And then he runs into these guys who are called the loonies in the script, I think, because they're basically all like crazy veterans from the war and stuff. So I guess they're trying to take it in that direction where these guys band together to take out the Predators. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the 2010 movie, how you had like this band of misfits having to come together to actually take out the super predators on the planet, except this has kind of a different angle too, because you got Olivia Munn thrown into the picture and then Boyd Holbrook's son who shows up later on. So leave your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you guys think of this kind of plot outline here? A lot of the setup for the movie and a lot of what we're hearing about Shane Black's approach to this film, very funny, having the trademark humor and the cast really getting along. So drop all that down below, and for more updates on the Alien and Predator universe, be sure to subscribe to Hybrid Network. Thanks again for checking out this video. If you want to get even more updates from us, check out our social media platforms, our website for the latest breaking news, and if you want to see our content improve, donate to us on Patreon for exclusive rewards.